Hi, I'm Kate Delaney, and I am, as always, very thrilled to spend time with Esther and Mordechai Fintz. And they do the matchy matchy thing, and it's given me so many ideas. And look at these shirts that they have on now. Soulmates, married since August 1964,
Yeah.
never ending love story.
Right.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
it is. I love that you do that. Does it make you feel good when you wear the
Oh,
t-shirts?
yes, we enjoy it very much.
Yeah.
Matching our outfits and everything. It's a challenge sometimes, but but we do.
But by ordering these
Oh, when
shirts,
you order it,
this is easily. The challenging part comes when when she wears a dress and it's a flowery one. So then I have to match it. But we still are able to accomplish. When we go to synagogue, there used to be a lady, may she rest in peace, and she was the one that actually came up with that
matchy match.
matchy matchy concept. He said, "There is our matchy matchy couple."
I love it. It just shows again, because you've been together for 62 years, married for 61. We always say that because I think it's so important. And your next book that we're going to talk about, you've written 7 books, A Marriage Made in Heaven.
Yes.
So, A Marriage Made in Heaven, we were talking about this off air. It's very novel-y. It's your story, but it's so interesting because of the way you've written it, I think. How'd you come up with that idea that let's put it this way instead of here's our story?
Right. The book is written as a novel. It's a true story of our life, but with a little novel and a little fiction.
A takeoff.
A takeoff, yeah. Because we start like from heaven, like when we were angels or souls up there, and we were trying to get together with all our family, So that's part of the fiction part, but it's a reality because we all come from someplace.
Exactly. And you talk about the soul alive. You talk about, like here on your shirts even, soulmates.
Yes.
So you start there, and then your stories, you're both from the same country, from Cuba, but different stories. And you talk about that in the book, and I think it's really powerful. What was your story, Mordecai? How did you end up from Cuba, then Israel, then the U.S.?
Well, and when we talk about the book, we talk that God had everything predestined for each one of our lives. Okay, it's not only us, and whatever did happen, that sometimes we may think that is for the worst, is actually part of the predestined of God putting together. So when Castro came and took over Cuba, all right, so then they took over all the businesses that my father had. So he says, I have nothing to look forward over here. I think that we should move to Israel. And so he went to inquire with the synagogue there. And they say, as a matter of fact, next week there is an ambassador from Israel coming up that they are negotiating with Castro with a program, Let My People Go. And he says, count me in. And there's 6 of us, and I have 4 young children. The youngest one is 14, and the other one is 22. So they love it. They wanted to bring in young people to Israel.
Sure.
It was 1960. Okay, so Israel was only 12 years old. Okay.
Wow.
Right.
Think about that.
Yes, that's so. That's the way that it goes. Castro negotiated with them that they say, well, I'll let everyone go, but you have to pay me
We don't know how much I paid.
certain amount of money
Right.
for each person that leave. Okay, so they did that, and we went to a kibbutz, and from a kibbutz we went to a residence, and then our family that was living in New York was working to be able to get us to the United States. And they did that, and they finally came the day that we had the appointment with the embassy, and they said, here is your visa, you're ready to go. And we came to the United States. But in the meanwhile, in the other part, then Esther's family, the father and the mother, were working also with the synagogue, but they say the only availability we have is to go through Jamaica.
And we did. So this agency called Hayes took us to Jamaica, only with 2 or 3 pieces of clothes. They won't let you get out of anything. As a matter of fact, my sister had a little doll, and they were checking for everything. People were taking jewelry. They destroyed the doll. My sister cried so much because her favorite doll. So we went to Jamaica and stayed 3 months over there until all the paperwork was ready. We came. They sent us to Miami. It's what it stopped. My father had a family. All his brothers were in New York too, and my mother's 1 or 2 brothers. They had just come in. And we went directly to the Freedom Tower, which now is talking a lot in Florida. They just remodeled and did a beautiful place there. And over there they gave us coats and some clothing because we were going to New York. It was cold. We didn't have anything. And it was a big adventure. We went to New York. We stayed with the family a few days until they also helped us find an apartment. And that's the story.
Wow.
I live in the Bronx. He lives in Brooklyn. But one of my aunt live in Brooklyn next to him.
Wow, that was
Yeah.
good fortune, huh? And as you say, predestined, you believe,
Yeah.
right?
I believe in the predestined.
So do you remember the first time you saw Esther? What was that like?
Yeah.
Well, it happened that 2 weeks before, my Aunt Raquel, that she was a visionary, like a messenger from God, she said to me, Mordechai, okay, I just received a message to give to you. I said, what is it? It says, in the next 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, you're going to meet your soulmate.
Wow.
I said, Tia, and how am I going to be able to find out who she is? He says, well, you will be overwhelmed by her beauty, her hair, but when you look at her eyes, you will see the reflection of her soul that you know each other from way past. I said, wow. And it happened that way, was...
I went to visit my aunt, and we were walking with our other aunt with the baby, and he was coming with his brother down the street.
Yeah, we were going to take the clothes to do laundry, which it was in the corner. And we saw this beautiful girl coming up with the 2 ladies, which I recognized Sarita, her aunt.
And right away he introduced himself. It was fun.
Yes.
And then that was it. You knew.
He knew. Why did he know?
Oh, right away I jumped. Right away I jump into because I look at her eyes and I see the reflection, the love that God was pouring. And I say, you know what? I said tonight it was tonight. It was. We have a party celebrating my sister's birthday, and I would like very much for you to join us. Okay. And she said, she was no, but Aunt Sarita says, of course, Esther, you should go and meet them.
It was nice.
I
It
didn't
worked
bring.
out good.
I didn't bring the clothes.
And it did work out good for
They
both
work
of
out,
you.
yes.
Wow. Well, I mean, what a story. And you talk about
Yeah.
that and so many other things in the book. Tell me more about the book. Tell me more about what people can expect.
Well, the people can expect is the way that we look life and how God present to us that it was the creation, the soul, the spirit, and the body, and how if you let yourself be guided by that energy of God, okay, things will work out always to your best, even in the midst of the trials and tribulations. because we go through all that every day and all the time, you know. And
Not everything is easy. It's a lot of challenges.
yes, and we go through a step by step, like a biography, but with the twist, like Esther was saying, you know, part of the novel to be able to relate of how then once we get together, how our son's spirit was begging God to be able then to come in and incarnate it and the baby boy that we were going to have,
Right.
and bothering God. And finally, God says, "Okay, now you're ready to go." A year later, then, when she gave birth to our son, and then our daughter-in-law, okay, how she relates to that she was gonna.
It's a good story. You
Yes.
know,
It
it's
is a
a
good
good
story.
novel to read it with
Yeah.
a real biography.
Right.
It's a
Exactly.
real life, but with a little twist or all that.
Right. Right. And
Right.
so your daughter-in-law then she gives birth.
Then she came to be born like a year before AC. Okay, she's a little 1 year older or 2 years older, and then when the other angels appear, which is our granddaughters, okay, and they're trying to see how they can influence God to pour so that they meet and they get married because they want to be in our family together, and they finally come to life, you know.
Right.
And then her sister also,
Everybody's. It's,
you know,
it's a good story
Was it fun to write it?
it was challenging.
because we have to really remember way back
It was challenging.
what happened here, what happened, how was it.
That's the one that took the longest of it, you know. And like we say in our thing that successful, happy marriage, but it says that
Countless.
that we're gonna continue, okay? Because at the end we says, and we still have many more years to go.
Right. So there'll be a part 2.
But it has a lot of good material that people can learn from it, in the examples that we give of what we went through our life and how we confronted all of the challenges and everything, the business.
I think you sprinkle that in your books, but in this book you really tell.
Go
That's
into
why it took
detail.
you a while to write it, because you really thought of some of those details, so people can see what you went through from the very beginning, how you met, and your son, and then all of that, and you take us through that journey. So you're right. Your description is really good, Esther. It's like you're involved in it, but there's like sprinkled with something extra magic, I think, in
Yeah,
it
it is.
too.
That's a good extra magic.
Yeah, yeah. The angels appear, and I love that. Do angels appear a bunch for you? You love angels. You think about angels, right? That's part of what we talk about.
Well, you are one of our angels.
I like that. And see, here's something you didn't know. My middle name is Shayna, and it's Gaelic, and it means angel in translation.
Oh.
Yeah.
you
So
see,
the old
what an
Irish.
angel.
Yeah.
So when I'm saying that God has sent you as our angel to be able then to show those books and to bring them alive to those people that are interested to know more about it.
Right,
Okay?
right. I think of it as, we talked about in You Are a Star manual. I think here there's like the added flavor. Not that doesn't have it in it, but this also has that
Yes.
added flavor because it's very much, your history. So, I mean, this is a hard question, but because every day for the two of you, it seems like you're in Disneyland.
Yeah.
I get that feeling. I mean, you're so happy. But
Thank
what
you.
was the give us one of the great memories. Give us one of your happiest memories.
Oh,
See, I told you it was hard.
there's,
Well, the birth
there's
of your son.
so many.
Yeah.
There's so many because it was like a every day is a new blessing, and we praise God for everything like that. Like what we say that every sunrise that we're here, God's blessing are always near. That's how we created that sun, because we have so many examples of how God works in our life that, wow, every cruise that we take is a blessing.
Yeah.
And we had
That's
done
a
over
great-
100 of those.
Over 100 cruises.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the fifth C from another book.
You
Wow.
remember, yeah.
Do you remember the first cruise you ever took?
Yes, the first cruise was a 3-day cruise, right? And we got hooked up into it.
They were not as they are fabulous now, but they still was very good.
Right, because you
I think
could
it was
be
called Discovery or something. I don't know. It was years
years ago.
I know that it was an NCL cruise, yes.
That was another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and you've advised that it's a good thing to do to take a cruise. Is that because we can, now we have AI and everything moving so fast in our life, different pieces of technology, that when you go to restaurants or even if you're outside the synagogue, maybe even in the synagogue, people are on their phones constantly, driving on their phones and just being
Right.
pulled in different directions. So I think you get that in A Marriage Made in Heaven. There was space, even though you're running a factory at one point, then you're running another factory at another point.
Construction.
Exactly, construction, all the things you dealt with, you still made the time.
Yeah.
But what I learned from an early age is that the most important thing is, number one, is first to make God your number one. But the second, once you enter into a relationship, okay, the man has to make his wife the number one. You cannot just be charitable and be good and be exposed with everybody around the world, okay, and everybody say, oh, look how nice is your husband. Oh, look, he's so charitable. He helped me on this. But when it comes home, he doesn't perform the duty that God gave us to do, which is actually that we are responsible to make our wife number one, to please her, to help her, to uplift her, to help her
Well,
to.
the same as the wife with the husband too.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Vice versa, both-
Eventually,
both
has to
ways.
come vice versa, but the important responsibility comes from the husband.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's clear. I think that's a thread through really all the 3 books that we've talked about
Right.
so far, and certainly Marriage Made in Heaven, you absolutely get that feeling. So, and you're saying it, but what do you hope the takeaway is for anybody who reads the book?
So the takeaway is that they can look at our biography or an examples made into a novel, and they can relate to where they are, and they can put it into practice with developing that confidence in the energy, the pure energy of God, that they can overcome anything and everything, and that everything is working to their best.
Yeah. It's a perfect place to end this.
Yeah.
So good. A Marriage Made in Heaven. You can get it on Amazon. You can go to the website. Look at that cover. Oh,
The
I
website is www.makelifeasuccess.com.
so easy to
And
remember.
when you go to the books, it will go directly to Amazon. So it's not a
www.makelifeasuccess.com.
Wonderful. Thank you both again
Thank you,
very
Kay.
much.
Okay, we really appreciate visiting with you.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. And we have the surprise. We got a song.
Oh,
You have a song in
yeah.
your heart.
We always sing this song
Every morning.
every morning, okay? So on the count of 1
2,
and 3. Every sunrise that we are here, God's blessing are always near. And when I look in your eyes, I see the love in your smile.
we have been through many tests that we believe were for our best. And with our faith at all the time, gave us the strength to survive.
Through the years, our life has been so bright. Through the storm and rainy night, that we conquer with God's light. We'll continue celebrating for many more years to come. And every year will be greater than the one before. Through the years, our life has been so bright. Through the storm and rainy night, that we conquer with God's light. With God's light. Through the years. Amen. Amen.
Yay!